I'm Robin. I'm very passionate about work, and this is what I have been doing the last 4 years. I co-founded a company called Jobspotting, and we wanted to help candidates to find a job in the very end. And we had a couple of million users a month, a couple of 100,000 jobs a day. And we were growing, and we were in 11 companies, but we wanted more. We wanted to really change this. And then in the beginning of this year, I found someone, his name is Jerome, who runs a company called Smartrecruiters. And he had the same vision to, in the end, kind of fight unemployment. And then we merged. Now we are one company, and now I'm working with Smartrecruiters. And Tamara asked me if I could say a little bit here today, and I'm honored to be here. But it was also future of work, so many passionate and driven people inside this room thinking about what they could do. And I was wondering, what could I tell or share with you today that makes it different for everybody in this room? So let me go through the slides, and there will be also some time for Q&A after. And I hope it's kind of interesting. So I'll test this again. We believe that you are who you hire. This is our claim. Great claim, because I think it makes sense. So 50 years ago, you had an SMB somewhere in the middle of nowhere, Schwarzwald, Black Forest, and you had a patent, or you had some cash, you were producing machines, and then you had a competitive advantage over years. And for 50 years, you had a great, successful business. But now these days, it changed. It's changing all the time, changing every 5 years, every year. And if you want to stay ahead, you need to have the best people. You need to hire the best people. And I believe that teams are the best when there is a diversity, there is complementary, and you have mixed teams. So said this is something where we want to share. We have many companies who are now working with us because, especially in digitization and when you want to have a Scrum Master, UX designer, and developers, you need to make it a competitive advantage to have the best recruiters and to have the best tool and make it a good decision. And what we do is, it's a talent acquisition suite, this is how it's called, or application tracking tool. And we help companies as a B2B software to attract, select, and hire people. So we give like a great candidate experience, we help hiring managers to work collaboratively, and we help recruiters to be more efficient, and with this we build a whole ecosystem to help big companies to become successful in hiring and hire jobs and candidates at scale. So what does it mean for data? And why can we make use out of data? We saw that we have billions of data points every day because we have more than 800 companies and customers like Bosch with 390,000 people in 32 countries who use our software to hire, with Visa, IKEA, and many others. And we know who has applied, how they have engaged, who didn't go through the process, why they haven't been hired, what was the reason, what was the time to hire, what's the KPI, how does a perfect CV look like. We have all this crazy information. And we thought we need to do something about this information, and we need to make this hiring process somehow better. So now one question here could be, in 2025, will recruiters disappear? Is the machine the one who will decide if you're hired or not? Will you even talk to people? I don't know. Let's talk about it. So there's a McKinsey study, at least, that in 10 years from now, or not even 10, 2025, because of resource allocation, at the moment there's a gap, right? There's 40% of employers say they can't find the right people, and 37% of the candidates say we can't find the right job. And now with a better matching technology there will be 2.7 trillion be pumped into the market, and there will be 72 million new jobs created. And in this whole movement, there's possibility to create something new. This is how it looks today. You know, problem solution, classic, right? It's very intransparent. It's a pure manual work, and it's not the most fun. And HR at the moment is more like a cost center, but not this competitive advantage I was talking about. And this is not good for the recruiters, this is not good for anybody who works in there. A machine could do this, and it's not good for the candidates. Because we have customers who have 3,000 applicants for one job. So can machines help us to make recruiting more human again? This is something I want to share now, and I want to give you some examples of what we are working on and the technology we're building to change this and to give this year a better opportunity. But one thing before, I know this is lame, but the question would be why in so many other fields this has been in marketing or other, there has been so much changes over the last 10 years, but in recruiting nothing has changed, right? It's still like a very odd topic. But since now we have kind of like Elasticsearch and Python and languages and cloud computing, we have for the first time the ability and the speed we need to process all this big data and all the data we're receiving every day. So I want to give you different examples of what we are doing today, and then one example that will affect you. One example is that when you are a company and you go to Spain tomorrow, and you don't know where to place your budget, and you don't know how to hire the best people because you're from Germany or you're from the UK, we will let you know how much money you spend, and we will benchmark and compare with all job boards, and then we will let you know how many people will potentially apply. So we will give you a predictive analysis on how many people you will receive by the budget you spend. And this will also allow you to be more hyper-targeted. You go into hotel business, you go into design business, so you do not use any more Stepstone or Monster. You will go to little niche boards. You will exactly know where to find the right people at the right time. So another example is we use this matching system we have, and we read the job ads automatically and parse it. And then we have something, we call it a skills graph, ontology, or hierarchy. And the system goes through your whole company. And before you even would ask for like a new job ad, we need to hire a new person, the system will tell you, wait. You have someone already in your company that is perfect for this job position. Maybe before pushing this job somewhere, you should first talk to this person in China, in Japan, in America, or next door. Maybe he's just this person, or he or she is just next door to yours, and you didn't know about this person. And here's a rating, how good the fit is based on the criteria you've given to the job ad. This also allows us that we create all this data for people who apply. We create something called live profiles. So when you apply with our customers, and they allow this, then you can receive in the future, based on what your skills are, you will receive the right emails for the right job with the right matching, telling you, you should look in this or you should look in this based on your skills. And this makes basically this headhunting business, people approaching you, in the future, a machine can do it. So here's something that I believe will affect everybody in this room. This is the masterpiece of it. It's called recruiting AI. So what we do is you push out the job, and you say, I want to hire a front-end developer, designer, or it doesn't matter whatever you want to hire. Then the machine will tell you, wait, you first have this in your company. Then you say, no, I don't want to look in my own company. Then the machine will go into your CRM, into your candidate relationship management, and then it will tell you, wait, you have someone who have applied 2 years ago, 3 years ago, or last year, and then it will tell you, you should talk to this person. And you say, no, I want to put it on a marketplace, and you give it to LinkedIn and Xing and whatever, Stepstone. And then you have an inbound, I don't know, 3,000 people apply. And then the machine will read out all these CVs and will tell you based on education, skill, experience, then visa, yes or no, hard skills, right? No soft skills. But it will tell you automatically, these are the people you should look at, and these are the people you should invite, and these are the people you should speak to. So the machine will take over this whole screening process and will allow you to automate this process. And I'll tell you why this makes a difference in a minute. So can AI generally becomes better than a human is today? Because many of you maybe think the machine could never do it as good as a human. There's an example in the radiology. And the error rate of a radiologist at the moment is 5%. A machine has 0%. 0% failure quote. And the reason is This is actually our own skills graph. So the skills graph means we relate how topics are together, what is closer, what is by far, and we basically build a hierarchy, ontology of how skills are related. And the machine has more information to benchmark this, and based on this information can be better than a human. So here it comes. What will this affect? Think of, we have millions of people who are applying every month with us for all these big companies everywhere in the world. And now, there was this study, for example here, where 100 people applied in the same job in London, and Mohammed Alam only got 4 interviews, but Adam Hampton got 12 interviews. Why? Because there was a human being, a recruiter, sitting in the room, and this person didn't invite Mohammed Alam. And this person maybe didn't invite women. Because there was a person who preferred to hire or invite the 40-year-old male who also plays golf. It's discrimination, and it happens every day. Machine doesn't have a bias. Machine doesn't care. Machine will tell you, you should hire this person, you should talk to this person. And then the recruiter can become more human again and can focus what is important. Is this person an asshole or not? Is there a cultural fit or not? And this will make a difference for everybody in this room, because this application tracking systems like we are, there are others as well. But in the future, every company in the world will have one, and every company in the world in 5 to 10 years from now will use this kind of technology. And it's a collaborative tool. So when the machine tells you, you should invite the women, and the man is like 30% less skilled, and you will invite the man, everybody will see. And then you have a problem internally, right, for compliance and other reasons. So I really hope that when we launch this, beginning of next year, with our companies, again, like Adidas, Bosch, IKEA, Visa, whatever, startups, Rocket Internet is also our customer. It will have a direct effect, and for the first time there will be no discrimination. Every day there's discrimination, but at least not in this process. So to wrap it up, and then I'm really happy about going into Q&A, it will transform everything how it is. It will give you predictive analysis where to find the right and the best people and go into niche job boards. It will accelerate the discovery, better matching technology. It will pump global GDP. It will fight unemployment. It will give you the personal headhunter, all of you, that you become a passive seeker instead of active and find the best job. And in the end, and this is why I came up with you today, that was the thought, at least in what I do, because if I would only went into how we do big data, I would probably be super boring. But this is the thing where I feel it, hopefully, I'm praying for it, will create more diversity. So the future is smart recruiters. And yeah, I'm happy for any Q&A, any questions, and let's just go. Tamara always wants to talk. Like, here, it's me, can you see me?
Hi, thanks. Question, there's a lot about future jobs, and I've read a lot that they will be all about human factors, ethics, and so on, soft skills. So your system is more focused on hard skills. How are you going to leverage that, and what's your plan?
I think it's two different things. So it's a good question. And I agree 100% with what you just said, right? The future, there will be many automation in jobs. And then there will be basically, are you a developer or not? Or there will be new jobs, right? Jobs we don't know today. I didn't know 10 years ago there was online marketing. I didn't know 3 years ago there's React as a computer language. I didn't know when I was a graphic person that there was UI or UX design today. So we don't know what is in the future and what kind of jobs you will learn. And then, of course, there's many jobs where people go every day and do the same jobs, and like Amazon or working in a warehouse, and these jobs potentially will be automated. So it's absolutely true that when there is no hard skill involved, that soft skills being manager, working on projects, working with people, working from everywhere over the world with Slack, understanding how community work, understanding how human people work is massively increasing, and soft skills are the #1 most important skill. So our machine can't do this, right? What we do for the recruiters is we take the shitty part away because we save 50% out of your time. So the recruiter doesn't spend 15 hours per week on screening. Instead, the recruiter can spend 100% on the soft skills. And also, like, when the recruiter interviews, the person understands if there are soft skills or not. Because this is something that is so important that at least the bullshit work should do the machine. I hope this kind of answered it a little bit.
But isn't it kind of exclusive?
Who speaks? Who speaks? There. Tamara, there are questions.
Yeah, my question is an addition to this question, because, for example, if you want to do an internship in an area you've never have experienced before, will your software take away the chance? Because if I apply and I don't have any experiences in an area, for example, I did an internship in film production in the beginning of the year, and I've never had any experiences. So if your software scans the other applications, and they see I do not have any, I don't know, degrees in that area, they will not recommend them to invite me to an interview. So
the recruiter will tell the machine what the recruiter is preferring, right? And if the recruiter says, I want 3 years of experience, doesn't matter if it's internship, but generally, right? Or I want this kind of skill and this kind of experience, and the recruiter tells it to the machine, then this is the outcome, right? Obviously, shit in, shit out. So if the recruiter does something that makes no sense, like the React example, there is this example always when recruiters write, we want minimum 6 years of React. This computer language exists for 3 years, idiot. So that can happen. And obviously, and I understand, like, look, I was never good at school. And obviously this machine is decreasing the potential of being seen for someone like me who has more soft skills, right? Because maybe I would have not invited, because they would have invited the people with the better grades. But I also believe that this is not the ultimum, and it's depending how the recruiter is set up the goals for the machine, how hard is the filter. So we all know that at McKinsey, there's a 5, right? So your 3 Abitur, Bachelor, and Master is not allowed to be over 5. And it doesn't matter if the machine reads it or if the recruiter reads it, that's the McKinsey rule. So you won't change it. But I understand, I agree 100%, especially in my case as well, that yeah, people should focus more and spend more time with people generally, instead of just checking boxes.
I know the problem, so I'm working for Bosch at the moment for a Bosch startup, but there are a lot of people who are applying and it's hard to decide. And I was wondering if you can give us some numbers. So how many people are hired per average with the software? And
at Bosch?
No, not Bosch, in total.
In total.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's, at the moment, I think 600,000 a month that we bring in this process. And hired, I can get you the number, but it's also it's growing on a daily basis. And then Bosch, it's also very depending, right? They are we are in 32 countries, and we are rolling out right now. So the rollout for Germany that will impact you, that you can use Smartrecruiters yourself, will be in May next year. So we started with India and China and some other countries, and yeah, Germany comes in May. But yeah, I'm happy to follow up on an email with the KPIs if you would like to dig in deeper.
Thank you.
All right, first of all, I love what you do, but I think for most of the people here in the audience, it will be interesting, like, can you apply, like, can you make your own profile on the website, or is it just for people that hire, like the other side?
Yeah, so Jobspotting, the tool that we merged with Smartrecruiters, is jobspotting.com, where you can make a profile and where you can find jobs based on your own skills and location and your preferences, and through machine learning while you use it, I like this job, I don't like this job, I want to work in fashion, I don't want to work in e-commerce. Like Netflix or Spotify, the more you use it, the better it gets. So this company is still there, the tool is still there, you can go to jobspotting.com and apply and try to find a job over the aggregator there. And then also, beginning of next year, with Smartrecruiters, we will have something called live profiles. What I mean with this personal headhunter. So when you apply for a job, in May next year, there's GDPR coming out, European law, that data is not allowed to be stored, for example, longer than 6 months. So the data needs to be automatically erased, and the user need to have a button saying, I want to have my data erased. So when you have applied with a company, that you can say, delete my data. At the moment, it's somewhere in an Excel, and no one knows where it is. So through this tool, we need to have a feature, which is in our case called live profiles, where you can make your profile, and with this profile, one-click apply to all the different companies. But then you will also be allowed to say, I want to receive jobs, right? So when you apply for a company, you can say, I want to receive more jobs, and then we will start sending you emails as a passive seekers with jobs that are similar to the jobs you have applied for.
Cool, and it works internationally, right?
Yeah. So Smartrecruiters is in 32 countries, and Jobspotting is in 11 countries. So Mexico, Argentina, America, UK, Spain, Germany, Austria, Hong Kong, some more, I don't know. You will find hopefully one of the countries that you would like to work in. If it's Zimbabwe, not sure.
Yeah, so when you are launching something next year, are you expanding your team also? And if yes, where do you find your employees?
Yeah, it's a good question. Yeah, I also see this every day with the people we're working with, right? Because we want to help them to find the best people. So what we have is we have a marketplace, and it's automatically integrated with Smartrecruiters with 400 vendors. So LinkedIn, Stepstone, referrals, headhunters, it doesn't matter. Every source that is existent all funnels into Smartrecruiters. So what we do is we have analytics, and then we can see exactly, I spent 10,000 euro in LinkedIn and 10,000 euro in Xing and 10,000 euro in Stepstone, but Stepstone is not performing. Maybe I should put it more in LinkedIn, right? I personally like LinkedIn Recruiter a lot. The feature becomes better and better, and we use it a lot. Referrals, obviously, for technology, developers hard to get, and then yeah, there's many different sources, but I think also the analytics is the answer to optimize it the best, and to receive the best candidates. But hopefully when you apply to Smartrecruiters, at the moment, I'm personally, if you would like to work with me, we're looking for 2 editors. I don't know if you're good with English and writing. I could need some help because I'm not very good at it.
You publish that right now, or do you just, when you talk to people, drop that? Or what is the current situation when you look for editors? How do you do that right now?
Right now?
Do you have anything open, or?
Yeah. So my co-founder owns Berlin Startup Jobs.
Okay.
It's always good.
Okay.
We have the ad there, then we have it on, with one click, you can push it to all the aggregators, right? So it's on Indeed, Glassdoor, etc. with one click. And then, I don't know, do we have it on Stepstone? It's automatically on Xing, LinkedIn as well. Yeah, it's the
Thank you.
always.
I'm afraid we are out of time, so thank you, Robin, one more time.
Tamara? Thank you.